Okay, uh, we meet again after quite some times, and sorry, quite busy with kind of a lot of normal work because this is simply my hobby. So because very busy with usual stuff, daily job, so I need to postpone my project for a while, right? So you might not see some updates in a couple of weeks. But anyway, I got some time during this weekend, so I did some prep work actually when it comes to the upgrades, right? My usual stuff is I before I start the upgrades, usually what I did was I make sure that I make a good list of the parts that I want to use. So basically from this schematic, right, we can see what kind of parts I would like to upgrade, what would be the part numbers, and what would be the location. And I try to make sure that I have everything in place. And then after that, I try to list down this detail. I would like to make sure that I know the part numbers, the code, and what would be the components I plan to upgrade. And I need to make sure that everything will be listed down and double check before eventually I start my upgrading process. And also, once I complete my decision on what I'm going to do, the next is I want to make sure I label it correctly. Example here, right? Example this audio node resistors. I would like to make sure that I put the right the part numbers. In this case, like R102, R202 will be this resistor, and the other one maybe R133, 134 will be this component in this plastic bag. The idea is I want to make sure I will not miss any parts when I started the soldering process, because sometimes it's not easy, right? To when you in the middle of upgrading and you realize you miss some of the components, and sometimes you also kind of put the wrong components as well, likely to happen. So this is something I would like to make sure that I did the proper groundwork before start my upgrading process. You can see a few of other components here, like audio not Kaisei here. I also put the remark on the parts location, the numbers, and also on some of the parts I might want to combine multiple parts together. In here, like I'm using the Riken RMG, and this one will be configured in a parallel in order to get the necessary value that I want. Basically, it's gonna be like 100K parallel in 5 by 5 pieces of the resistor. So end up I'm getting about 20K of resistance, and it should be enough to replace the original 6K 8 ohm resistor used in the original schematic. So sometimes when you are doing the upgrades, might not necessarily you use the same value. You might want to fine tune up and down a bit. At the same time, you might want to change some configuration, right, in order to meet your requirement. Use the TKD resistors, 2 watts. And I think this is going to be used in some of the voltage divider position, right? Mundorf tube cap. It's going to be like second high voltage filtering. So aside from that, I also did some work on the main PCB. I will be showing another video after this. because it was done a few days ago. The idea is I did some drilling process, right, to drill the hole in here. 1, 2, 3 holes. The idea is I would like to upgrade the diode in here, the 3-bridge diode, which is by default it's using the standard diode, and I would like to upgrade with some kind of better diodes. So I built the custom PCB, and it should be like put stack on top of the original PCB, so I can mount a better diodes. The diodes I'll be using is the, let me take a look, is the Fairchild stealth diode. Not sure if the camera can focus this close, right? Let me try to take a look. This is the diode. Not sure if it's clear enough on the screen because it's a bit blurry in here. It's a Fairchild stealth diode, 6 amp or 8 amps kind of rating. It's a bit low in the PIV rating, 600 volt. I think it should be sufficient in this application. So I'm planning to use the diode mounted in this PCB. So it will be 4 diodes each to replace the original bridge diode on the original motherboard. So I built some custom PCB, and then I will mount it custom in this original Elekit PCB, so it's going to be like a vertical mounted. Anyways, quite interesting progress so far. So I might be starting with some kind of soldering process this week. So hope we can get some kind of progress in the next couple of weeks. So I guess this is going to be update for today. So thank you for watching. See you again in the next couple of weeks. Thank you. Bye bye.